Over the last 30 years, I've seen the same mistakes made over and over on staircases. Let me show you how to rectify it and how to fix it. Now, this is just a sample staircase that we took off of an existing project that we're working on. It was a temporary set of stairs. Okay, so the first thing you see is that there's a stair stringer on each end of the staircase, but there's nothing in the middle, which makes the center of these stairs very weak in the center. So if I bounce up and down on this, you're probably going to see some movement. All right. So normally, even a piece of lumber to code, a piece of 2x6 pressure treated lumber can span 24 inches on center structurally without a joist or stringer support. Now, stairs are different. Stairs, you're going to actually need more support. So you may not be able to span a full 24 inches. So my suggestion would be on a staircase of this size that you would have a stringer down the middle, at least down the middle of this. And this run is 36 inches. So you would have one at 18 inches as well, if not closer. To build a really robust set of stairs, you would want to have a stringer at 12 inches, at 24 inches, and then you have one at 36 inches. So you have a little under a 12-inch on center span between your stair treads. The reason for that is because stairs take more abuse than a standard deck will. You're going to be coming down on the tops of these as you're going down. Mostly the wear and tear that you get on a staircase is when you're coming down because you're using all your body weight to hit the top of that board. On a deck, you're just walking straight across it. You're not bouncing or pouncing or pounding on it. Going upstairs, you're not applying as much direct weight to the nosing of the tread. So that's why you need additional support. Now, if we're using a synthetic or a composite, some composites and some PVC boards suggest 9 inches on center. So you're really bringing your stringers or a stair jack. I call it a jack, but a lot of people call it a stringer. For this video, we'll call it stair stringer. You're gonna have a stair stringer every 9 inches. I like to put a solid piece of framing in front of my stairs as well. What it does is it gives the nosing, every nosing on every rise, something solid. It's similar to what you see here, but this is more, I think, just a little bit of support or decoration. It's just a piece of 2x4 to keep things from going behind here, but it is adding a little extra support. So I have to say that that's not bad if these were actually installed properly, which I don't think they are. There's no fasteners going through the stair tread into this support piece right here. And there's probably only one or maybe two fasteners per side, and they're probably just nails. Oh, it's just one nail. And I don't even think it's galvanized. It's just a nail, one nail on each side. So it's not doing enough of anything for it to be beneficial. It might keep the staircase from coming apart because of the screws that are used on this decking material. Which brings me to another issue I have with this staircase, the type of material that was used for the tread. This is pressure treated hemlock and it's in size. This is not a beautiful product. It's not designed for walking on or stepping across, although I have seen it used quite often in marine environments. This usually is designed for framing and for the understructure of the deck. They make a board that they call it a beauty board or just their decking board that's not incised, and it has no incisions on it. It's nice and smooth, and sometimes it has an eased edge. So you can see that these boards are just coming apart in my hand. It's still structural, but it's just not very nice for a finish for decking. If you like this, look, I've seen entire decks built out of this, probably just because of price, but you're also gonna experience some other issues with it because the boards, they like to cup and twist and they shrink. None of the gaps are equal on these. So you have different tread depths, which could be a problem with the building inspector. This one's 11 inches, which is to code. This one's 11 and a half, so it's a ½ inch wider, so that might throw it out of code. This one's 11 3/8. So as far as depth of tread, check with your local building jurisdiction to make sure that you are allowed to have that kind of a variance between distances. I personally just wouldn't have that much of a variance. And then again, your rise has to be within 3/8 of an inch per tread rising up to code to make sure that they're close to being as equal as possible so that you don't get tripped up when you're going up and down the staircase. So let's see here. We have about 6 inches on this rise, and we got 5 5/8 on this rise, and then we have 6 inches on this rise. So technically it does meet code, but barely, because there is a 3/8 inch variance between this rise and these two rises here. So now I know that when we took this off the deck, that this top rise was not within these tolerances. It was only like 3.5 inches, which was terrible. So it was a moderate rise for the first 3 rises, and then the last rise was almost half of what the other rises were. All right, and then finally on the top side of this, just the way that they fastened it down, like this board only has like 1 fastener in it. This one only has 1 over here, and it's got 1 here, and they're alternating. And then a couple boards have 2 screws, and I think it's mostly screws that are in this decking. But you can see what happens if you don't pre-drill your holes and you just face screw them in, you can get some really nasty cracks in the decking. So something else to look out for. Also, this board's overhanging quite a bit. This board's hanging over a little bit. This one's flush and nothing's square. Let's take a look on the back side here. So you can kind of understand a little bit better what I was talking about, that there's no additional stringers or support. Now, having this board in here will help keep this board from flexing down, but usually I would have a little bit more support than just 1 nail through the sides to hold it together. It really needs additional support besides that. Now, the one thing they did, I'm not crazy about, but sometimes to code you have to have it, are these brackets, these metal brackets. So this is actually a stair stringer bracket. You can see it's got some side fastener attachments and then a whole bunch of holes underneath here, which they just used whatever they felt like. And then they were too tall, so they just bent these over and nailed them up into the bottom side of the frame, I believe. So it wasn't quite done the way I would have done it, but it is what it is. I think these stringers were pre-purchased. No, it looks like somebody hand drew and made these. And oh, so they use a nail and a screw over here. Okay, and then they just used a nail here. There's really no rhyme or reason to what they did. These are used commonly to support, they attach to the deck, and then they also attach to the stringer for the installation of it. So these aren't properly installed, I can tell you that right now, but this is a strong tie, and it looks like it's a LSC Z-R, which sometimes are called out for on your staircase, but there's also multiple different ways that you can mount a staircase. Look at some of our other videos if you're interested in learning about other ways to mount a staircase to a deck. All right, guys, so that concludes this video. If you have any more questions, please leave them below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned a little bit about staircases and what not to do with them. All right, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Over and out.